Okay, so our manager and players are properly set up and we start creating some content. I select my newly created screen definition and I get my canvas of my 5 screens. My screens are defined by these blue boxes and I can create content as I would one single screen. So if I have some content that is, for instance, just in a single screen and I align this image, for instance, to full screen, it would just cover this screen. But if I have it stretched and click align to full page, it would fit the entire NoBorders setup. So if I stretch this one, it would look like this. Previewing my material, I can preview the entire area, or I can select a single screen to only show that one. So here's the content of screen number 2. I can also, if I have worked in a single screen and I want to duplicate that content to all screens, I can align it to full page and then right click and select duplicate to all screens, and then it would copy that one to all screens simply by pressing the button. As for movements, of course I can have some kind of a movement across all screens. For instance, I can take the rotating cube created in a previous tutorial, and this could move across all screens. What you need to think about when creating movements for several screens is that you need to check this option in the General tab of the Object Settings, Multi-Screen Object, in order for it to work. With that set, I can now, for instance, create some kind of a path across all screens, like that. And here, in this point, I want to be angled so that the object will have to rotate during its travel, looking something like this. And of course, the areas in between screens, the object will be hidden. I also want to have a clock. A digital watch. That I create first on one of the screens. I want it to move in. And I also want it to start a bit into the content. I want it to have a fade time both in and out. After that is complete, I right click and duplicate this clock to all screens. So I'm fairly okay with this content, so I want to distribute it. I go into my destination, which is to hold the content, and first I need to save. And I add my newly created DISE movie. And since this DISE NoBorders movie was created using the screen definition that defines all these players, the players will know what screen to play. I distribute my content. And my players should update.